boys and girls. Oh my goodness, I am super duper excited. And yes, I fangirl over Vanessa Miller that she is hanging out with us, boys and girls, at the cafe for something good. Oh my goodness, guys. Let me just tell you guys, this book, if you have not read it yet, boys and girls, and if it's on your TBR list, all that, let me just tell you, it's an experience. Vanessa, I don't know if that's what you was going for, but something good is literally an experience. So, boys and girls, you're going to get to experience a little bit of something good on tonight. I am hanging out with award-winning author Vanessa Miller, guys. This is her women's fiction novel, Something Good. Of course, we're going to allow her to introduce herself for those who may be new. But guys, okay, right now, stop what you're doing. Like, tag, and share, and then tell everybody to hop on the cafe because Vanessa Miller Pierce is hanging out with us. Vanessa, welcome to the cafe. Welcome back to the cafe. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me here tonight, Angela. I so appreciate it. I write under Vanessa Miller, and I write Christian fiction. My journey is women's fiction, and it's inspirational women's fiction right now. I decided a couple years ago when I was trying to figure out what else I wanted to write after my 49th book, and I was kind of stuck and had no more ideas. And I was like, what is going on? And I just really believe that the Lord was moving me into the direction of women's fiction, because now I get to tell, I feel like they're big stories of, because we as women, I feel like we go through so much in life, but we keep rising up. We keep showing up strong. And those are the stories I want to tell. I want to tell now the story of the woman, and how we depend on God, how we lean on the Lord, and we get it done, And so, yeah.
I love that. Guys, if you are just joining us, I'm hanging out with Vanessa Miller, and we're going to get into it a little bit, guys. No spoilers, because we want you guys to go read the book. But I promise you, the information that Vanessa's going to share with us, it is something good. So what I like to say is something good is something good. Yes, that's what I like to say about it. And I know you shared with us a little bit about your writing journey and going back to women's fiction or inspirational women's fiction or what have you. But Vanessa, for those who may not have heard, can you share with them what inspired Something Good, my friend?
Something Good really came about because I started writing it during the pandemic when everything was bad. And all I could think of was that I wanted something good. And so I wrote the title at the top, just something good, because that's what I was feeling. I was tired of hearing all of the bad news on the news, but I couldn't stop watching it because this was our life. And so, of course, Something Good is not a pandemic story, but it is just my belief that something good can come out of even the tragic moments in our life. And so that was the premise. And really the book is about hope. Hope in the midst of sorrows, hope in the midst of just trying to get through, trying to see the next day, to see what it's going to look like. And so I say that Something Good is a feel-good story, but it doesn't feel good at first. you have to get through the moments, and then you begin to see the feel-good parts of this book.
I love that. Now, Vanessa, you said something a few minutes ago. So before you had because let me just tell you guys, this is a Something Good story, and we're going to get into it. But so did the title come to you first? Did I hear that correctly, that the title came to you first? Has that ever happened before, or no, it started with the title?
I normally start with a top. Now, I may start with an image of a story, but I'm always then saying, okay, what's the title? For some reason, titles just seem to come to me, and I have always thought I'm bad at titles, but I'll tell you, I've only had one title, I believe it's only been one title have I had changed by a publisher. And the
Okay.
only reason they changed it, and it's the book that's coming out in November, it is now called What We Found in Hallelujah, but I titled it Hallelujah anyhow. And the
Okay.
only reason it was changed is because I have a series that I did indie series that's titled Praise Him Anyhow. And so they thought, that bookstores and things may get confused with the Praise Him Anyhow series and Hallelujah Anyhow. So that was the only reason it was changed. So evidently I'm a little good. Oh no, nope, sorry.
Okay.
Book that I have coming out in 2024. The title was just changed, but I knew that title would have to be changed, and I
Okay.
just didn't know what it would be. And they finally sent it to us, and we were like, "Oh yes, love it." So
Okay.
so I've had two.
I love that. I love that. And like I said, I caught that when you said, I was like, wait, before she had anything else, she had the title, Boys and Girls. If you are just joining us, as you can see, I'm smiling from ear to ear because I get to hang out with Vanessa Miller, Boys and Girls. And let me just tell you guys something good. I'm so excited about this book and so proud of you, Vanessa, because when you're able to communicate with the author when it's just an idea, and then you see it now. And for those of you who don't know, we are 3 days shy of 30 days of something good
That's
being
true.
out. Because in 3 days it'll be the 8th, and it came out
That's
on
right.
March 8th. Guys, let me just tell you, I could go on and on, but of course we want to hear from Vanessa about the goodness of this book. I was sharing with her that literally it's an experience, boys and girls. You will laugh, you will cry, you'll want to, well, I ain't gonna say that. You'll want to hit somebody, but that's not what we do. You just, and with the characters, Vanessa, you literally feel emotionally invested in each one of these characters or what have you. And so, talking about that, let's start with our buddy. Okay, you know who I'm gonna say. Let's start with Marquita.
But wait a minute, though. I wanted to say I was emotionally invested in them when I was writing it, so
Wow.
I can believe that that's how a reader feels because I've these characters came alive to me,
Yeah.
and so I was just like I loved everything about writing this story, and that's not always the case when I'm writing a
Mhm.
book. But this story here,
But Jennifer said, Vanessa Miller Pierce, thank you for writing something good. I was all in my emotions.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. And Jennifer, I was in my emotions when I was writing this book. At one particular point in the book, I had to get up from my desk because I was crying about a scene, and I took myself to Five Guys and bought me a double bacon cheeseburger and their fries to comfort myself. And I
Mhm.
really should not be having that kind of food
And Vanessa,
anymore.
I'm glad that you.
I done got too old to be having all that type of stuff, on the regular. But
Yeah.
I was in my emotions, and I was just like, when you just need some comfort food, I had to get away. And so I believe that that's what something good does to people because
Yes.
it was
Well,
doing
let
it.
me just tell you, you nailed this women's fiction. There are some scenes in there, let me just say this. If you are a mother, you, oh my goodness, the emotions that you feel, even if you're not a mother, but you are a woman, you can really feel. It's almost like when they say you kind of like you just left it all on the pages, my friend. You
Yeah.
left it on the pages, and I'm so glad that you shared with us that when you were in the writing process, that you were in your emotions, because it definitely came across. I mean, there were some scenes where, I mean, my heart was just, to all of them. Guys, before we actually came on, I sent Vanessa a song, and it's called Look Up Child, or what
Mhm.
have you. And I shared with her how that song, it made me think of John John. It made
Yes.
me think of Marquita. It may even Trish and Alexis, because there are moments, guys, in this book where, it's real, raw moments where you're like, oh, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And even for them, you kind of like, okay, God, where you at? You talking to God for them, like, like,
Right. Look, there were days my husband was in trouble. There were days when I was writing Trisha's scenes and her and Dwayne were going at it. Oh, he was in trouble up in here because I was feeling that. And I was
yes.
like, no. I was like, oh no, that's them. That's them. I was
Yes.
feeling it.
You have Cassandra. She said that she can't wait to purchase this book. Let me just tell you,
Thank
Sandy,
you so much,
you are in
Cassandra.
for a treat when you get something good. You may want to get it for your sister. Y'all may want a teen read because it is just something good. I'm telling you.
I've seen people doing that. And we have the book club kit on the website. So if you go to www.vanessamiller.com and you just scroll down, you'll see a link for the book club kit. And LaShawn asked, is it in stores? Yes, it is in stores. It is Barnes and Noble carries it, indie bookstores carry something good. It's even in the airport bookstores.
I was gonna say something about that too for you, because guys, if you're just joining us, of course, Vanessa Miller is back at the cafe, but guys, we're celebrating because in less than 3 days, it will be 30 days that Something Good has been live in ebook, audiobook, and print book, guys. So however, whatever suits your fancy. And I wanted to ask you, Vanessa, what was that feeling like to know that your book is in your in the mainstream bookstores, it's in indie bookstores like Riches and Reading, Shelves Bookstore, Parks Roads Bookstore, it's at the airport. What was that feeling like for you?
Oh, it never gets old. Now, I will tell you, this is it's been 10 years since I have been published through a traditional publisher. And so I had done a bunch of indie books on my own, and I hadn't tried to get them in bookstores because that's a lot of work. And so I was just, going, okay, let me just do these. And my readers would go grab them, and I hoped and prayed they would. But then I got to a point where I said, I had readers contact me, and they were saying, how come we can't find your books in bookstores anymore? And so I said, okay, let me contact my agent and see if I can get back in with a traditional publisher. And so we took a proposal, and I'm so thankful that Thomas Nelson decided to have me as one of their authors. I love working with Thomas Nelson. Yes, Something Good is the first project we have done together. And then I was going to say hallelujah anyhow. What we found in Hallelujah.
Yeah, she's editing, okay, her next book. So if she say that one, just know that's coming next, okay?
Yeah. In November. But I'm gonna tell you, it felt so good to walk in the bookstore and be able to sign a copy of my book again, and just see the book in the store. And I'm thrilled. I mean, it's just an author's dream. Authors, we sit and we write, and you don't know what people are going to think of the book. And so it always does my heart good when I see reviews, when my reviews come in. And I've always prayed that when people read my book, that they see God in the books that I write. Even my women's fiction, it is I mostly want to tell the story of the woman and what she's going through. But as a woman, as a Christian woman, when I'm going through something, I lean on the Lord. And so I don't want to write stories where you just have to drop Jesus in as an afterthought. That's not what I do. What I do is on our everyday, just as we're living life, I just want to show how then God can come in and help us to, and bring hope into our situation. And so that's what I'm doing now. I want to just tell those stories, and I'm thankful that I get to do it still.
I love that. I love that. Boys and girls, if you are just joining us, stop what you're doing, like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to come hang out with myself and Vanessa Miller, guys. It is something good. We are 3 days away from being 30 days of something good. And guys, I don't know about you guys, but it was so fun. And even now to just see something good like everywhere from TikToks to reels to in your stories. How was that experience for you as well, Vanessa, to see book talkers and bookstagrammers and reviewers and even other authors share and talk about something good? What was that experience for you?
Oh my! Let me tell you, these days leading up to the release of the book and after it has released has just been it's just been phenomenal for me because as I said, it was 10 years ago when I when I was traditionally published, and so all of this with the TikTokers, with the bookstagrammers, I didn't know anything about that. And so, and I'm in my 50s now. So it's like, I wasn't really doing all of that. But then when I started seeing it come over, I was like, wow, what's going on? And then
look, you got some creative people out there.
They are very creative. They would send me, the book, but then they would, have, an impression behind it. It would just be gorgeous. And the comments that they had, I mean, people have just been very creative. And so now I just got an email from my publisher today. So they did a whole thing with bookstagrammers for Instagram. So in May, evidently, we're going to be doing something with TikTokers.
Okay.
And I said, I just learned how to respond to the bookstagrammers. I said, so now I'm going to have to learn how to go and respond to TikTok. I was like,
I love it.
So yeah, this is all new to me. I did not even get that this was a thing as much as it is. And I mean, that's sad to say, but I did not. And so, but I really believe that them constantly sharing has really helped to keep it in front of readers. And so then I've had people say, oh yeah, I'm reading that now, or it's just a really wonderful way to get the word out. Hi, Renee.
Hi, Renee Daniel Flagler. Thank you for joining us. Guys, if you are joining us, Vanessa, they are giving you love in the comment section. They are saying love the inspiration as well. Guys, if you're just joining us, I'm super duper excited. Yes, I fangirl over Vanessa Miller. She came to hang out on my show. I love that I get to hang out with her and talk about something good. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Well, and then there was an author who sent me something on Instagram. All of this is just so fun to me. But that's how I found out that the book is even being carried in Canada. So if you live in Canada, go to Indigo and grab a copy of something good. And then I found out that Indigo is this big book chain in Canada. I was like,
I love it.
No.
I love that. I love
all
that.
the things that I don't know.
And Vanessa, when the book hit, Vanessa was on the road, guys. She did a couple of in person. She went to Shell's bookstore and she signed books there, Parks Rose, and then on her trip, guys, to Maryland, she made a couple of stops and all that good stuff. So Vanessa, I appreciate you, and I'm sure the other book influencers, they appreciate you even sharing your journey and the lovely pictures of you in all of these places with something good, and just to see it, in stores. Vanessa, I gotta ask you this because I know they want to hear a little bit about the book. So I'm gonna say some words pertaining to the book, and you kind of give me your insight on either what was the inspiration for it or any of that you want to share about it. Okay, the chocolate cookie trifle. Tell me about that.
The chocolate cookie trifle is a dessert that Alexis shared with her mother when she was a child. But it is a traumatic experience for Alexis because they only had this dessert after her mother had caused a bunch of drama, and you'll find out in the book why her mother
Yes.
used to cause drama for Alexis when she was younger.
Uh-huh.
So this dessert though, Alexis only thought of it as a trauma dessert, but when she got older, this was something that then she remembered, that it was something her mother did for her out of her heart. And so it became a dessert that Alexis loved.
Antoinette said that she enjoyed the bookstore stops and pop-ins that you did. I know, me too. We
Thank
have Lynn
you.
Jackson. She said, "Love the hallelujah moments in your stories." I know, Lynn. I know. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Vanessa, we just did chocolate cookie trifle. Okay, the red cardinal, the North Carolina red cardinal. Tell us about it.
Oh, let me tell you. Okay, so I'm writing something good, and I
Uh-huh.
know that this book is about hope. And so I'm just writing this story, and all of a sudden, and one day I was in my room, and my husband runs into the room, and he's like, "I just saw a red cardinal in our yard," and he is so hyped about it. And so I'm going, this must be something important that I don't know about. And see, he's lived in North Carolina and in Brooklyn, as he was growing up. He lived in both. And so I was like, this must be and so I looked it up. Google is a wonderful thing. And so when I looked up the red cardinal, what it told me was the North Carolina red cardinal is a symbol of hope in the midst of sorrow. And so I was like, oh my goodness. I said, I have to put it in the book, because I was like, there is no way. I was like, okay, this is God. This is ordained. Now
Yes.
I'm spiritual with it. This is ordained for this to be in this book, or he wouldn't have came in here while I'm writing on this book about hope, telling me about a bird that symbolizes hope. So I put the red cardinal in the book, and I love the story of the red cardinal.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Distracted driving.
Distracted driving is, hold on one second,
Okay.
is a big problem. And the reason I put it in the book is, I myself have had an issue with distracted driving. My in 2015, I'm driving down the street. I had just dropped my niece off at her job, and I'm driving back home. And on the same street in the book, Pineville Matthews, where I say this accident, but it was a different spot because I didn't want to relive that in the same spot. He drops his cell phone, bends down to pick it up, and he loses control of his car and comes over into my lane, hits me head on. And from that accident, I broke my ankle, and I have not walked the same since. I have trouble.
Wow.
I used to work out a lot. I have trouble with even working out a lot. The weight gain, but I'm still getting it off. I'm getting it off, but I have trouble with still working out as much, because then my ankle will swell. And so I wanted to bring this to people's attention. And I said, okay, well, what can I do? And so I wanted to show it. So it's John is in an accident in something good. And it is based on distracted driving. And I've had several people write me and say, you know what? I use my cell phone all the time while I'm driving. This made me stop and think, because I really do believe it can wait. And so that is really what I wanted to get across with this book, is for people to begin to think, wait a minute, do I need to send a text message while I'm driving, or do I need to check my text message while I'm driving? Can I wait until I come to this red light? Can I wait until I park my car? Because in an instant, you can change somebody's life.
Yeah.
And your own. I mean, you could be the one that is injured. You could be the one who dies in an accident, just because you decided to check a text message. And
Wow.
it's not even an important text message.
Wow. Wow. Guys, if you're just joining us, of course, I'm hanging out with Vanessa Miller, guys. We are celebrating something good because, guys, in a few more days, it will be 30 days that something good has been out in the world. And so, Vanessa, I want you to share a little bit with us. You told us that, of course, the title Something Good came first. Now, after you had this amazing title, what came next? The plot or the characters?
I normally will write a little something on my characters because I want to know. My books are very character driven. I want you to know those characters. And so as I'm writing the character information, usually as I'm writing down who they are, then a little bit of the plot comes. And so then I'll say, oh, okay, so this is what they're doing. And so then I'll write some more of the next character's information. And then some more of the plot comes, or I begin to outline. So I start with the character structure, and then I begin to outline so that I can see, okay, now what is this story about? So I kind of do it all together,
Okay.
but I'm mainly looking at the character first and then the plot. Now, this one I'm writing on right now is kind of weird. I really have worked more on the outline and the plot. And I said, that's weird for me. And I'm like, I started writing it, but I'm like, but I really don't know these characters yet.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to see, am I really going to get to know them more? And it does feel like I'm getting to know them more as I'm writing it, but I normally don't do that. I normally have the character information out. And so I'm sure I will stop soon and write more on the character because
now, do you find, Vanessa, when you really know your characters in and out, through and through, that the story flows a little easier for you when you're writing, when you really get to know your characters?
Yes, because then I know what they'll do and what they won't do. I know, why are you so upset? Or why are you, just letting these things happen to you? What is it about you? And and I will say, and I did figure out today with one of my characters, I was like, oh, this is why you're doing this. It's because of these things. And so I love to figure out this character, because to me, the story will not flow well if you do not make the characters act the way they should act. You can recognize it if the character is doing something that is totally off base for what they would do. It doesn't feel right. And so you have to get to know those characters, and you have to have them do what is in their space, not what someone else would do.
Now, Vanessa, was Marquita character a fun character to write? Because again, guys, let me just tell you at the beginning, child, okay, we just gonna say, but again, the more you read, I ain't gonna give it away, but oh my goodness, she just pull at your heartstrings. Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, I loved writing Marquita's character. And let me tell you how much I loved it. Marquita was not supposed to even enter the book until chapter 5.
What?
Yes, Marquita was not, you did not see her until chapter 5. But when I finished the book, I said, Marquita needs to be at chapter 1. And so I started. So yes, so she was moved from chapter 5 to chapter 1.
I love that.
I loved her story. Now, Marquita is abrasive. Marquita is a lot to take. And so you have to rock with her for a minute to get to understand her. And then I think a lot of readers will fall in love with her because she has such a beautiful growth arc. But when you first meet her, you'll be like, I don't know. What's this story about? What's going on?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, Vanessa, of course, you know we got to play a quick round of this or that. Guys, if you're just joining
Okay.
us, hanging out with Vanessa Miller, guys, we are celebrating something good in a few days. It'll be 30 days. And guys, if you have not read it yet, let me just tell you, you are in for a treat. Go ahead and read it. What are you waiting on? And tell a friend to read it too. All right. And some of these, Vanessa, are going to either be pertaining to the book or they may be pertaining to something similar or something that you like. Okay. First one, breakfast or lunch?
Breakfast. Yes, I love it. I have to have
Yes.
my green tea in the morning with lemon, and I do like a veggie omelet. Why am I saying
Okay.
veggie? I include turkey bacon, but then I add veggies and egg whites. Love it.
Okay.
And
I
grapefruit.
love
And
it.
grapefruit.
And grape, yes. I remember you saying grapefruit. Yes. Okay. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunsets because I don't like to get up too early.
Look, Vanessa, when you answer that next one, because the next one was early bird or night owl.
I'm a night owl, but I wish I would go to sleep earlier. And that's how
Well,
come
do you do your
that's how
writing
come
at
I
night
don't
when
want
you're up, or no? You write during the day.
I'm gonna tell you, my mind kind of turns off during the night. But so what I do is I'll probably do a lot of Christian book lovers retreat business at night.
Okay.
Because I don't I usually can't write my story too much at night unless I'm well into like maybe the middle, close to the end of the book, then it never turns off. But it turns
Gotcha.
off for me pretty much in the evening. And so I'm like, okay, it's time to work on something else. So, but my mind, see, the book turns off, but my mind doesn't. So then I start working on Christian Book Lovers Retreat.
Gotcha. Now, Vanessa, are you more into journaling in a quiet spot or reading in a bubble bath? Reading or listening to an audiobook in a bubble bath?
Reading in a bubble bath. That is my jam. That is it. I love it. I'm like, okay, let me grab my Kindle, this bubble bath, and let's go.
I love that. I love that. And so the last one, Vanessa, is oceanfront or cozy cabin.
Oceanfront. Yes, yes, yes,
And of
yes.
course, Vanessa has been here before, but for those who may be just seeing Vanessa at the cafe, you know you got to answer this one, Vanessa. Are you team tea or are you team coffee at the cafe?
Tea, of course, tea. Green tea, matter of fact.
I love that. I love that. Boys and girls, it's been amazing hanging out with Vanessa Miller. And guys, of course, you know we have a giveaway. I'm going to let Vanessa share what her giveaway this evening is going to be.
I don't know. What would you like? What would you like?
But Vanessa, you got good. Is there any more swag left, or is all the swag gone?
I do have one of the tote bags.
Oh, okay. Vanessa, can they get a tote bag or whatever you want to give them is fine?
Whatever is fine with me.
Okay.
They might get a few extra things in the tote bag as well.
Well, guys, let's say the tote bag and some surprises. How about that?
That's
and
right.
So Vanessa, of course, you know how we do it here. I like that giveaway, guys. Oh, and Vanessa, let me just tell you before I say who the winner is. Girl, the Something Good swag. Oh my goodness, guys. We were loving the Something Good swag. Vanessa had the aprons. My apron is somewhere here. We had the Something Good aprons, the Something Good tote bag. You had the recipe cards. What else do you have in that box? I mean, guys, it was all kinds of goodies. It
was a lot. I was excited about my first book releasing in 10 years. So it was a lot.
I love it. And they were enjoying the Something Good swag. So guys, you'll get a little something of the swag. You'll get the tote bag and then something good goodies that Vanessa will put in there as well. Okay, Vanessa, whenever you tell me to stop, my friend.
To stop what? I know. I got it.
Look, they like, we ready, Vanessa.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm ready.
Stop.
Okay. Cassandra saying Candy Massenberg. You are the winner of the Something Good tote bag and whatever other goodies that Vanessa put in there as well. If you will inbox me your mailing address, I will make sure I get that over to Vanessa as well. And guys, I also we have another giveaway. Actually, please forgive me. This particular broadcast is actually sponsored by Smooth Java Beans. For my coffee lovers out there, they're actually running a special right now that you can get 20% off of your entire order. I'll make sure I put that information in the comment section as well for this amazing Smooth Java Bean coffee. And guys, I am going through the comment sections. I'm gonna allow Vanessa to tell me when to stop, and that person, you will win whatever your roast that you like, whether it's dark roast, medium roast, decaf, whatever suits your fancy. You will get a bag of coffee beans from Smooth Java Beans. So thank you so much, Smooth Java Beans, for sponsoring this show. Vanessa, let's go again, and you tell me when to stop, my friend.
Stop.
Okay. Author Sharon Blunt, you are the winner of the Smooth Java Beans. If you will inbox me your mailing information as well as what roast, Sharon, I will send you the different types of coffee, and then you can let me know which one you want, and I'll get that over to Smooth Java Beans. So thank you, Smooth Java Beans. Vanessa, I know you shared with us a little bit earlier that they can get it from major bookstores, all that good stuff. Can you share with them the other indie bookstores that they can get it from, and all those other places of how they can get something good?
Oh, there's any indie bookstore that is in your city. If there's one that you like to go to, please check that store and see if they have something good. If they don't have it in store, they will order it for you. So just ask them to order it. They will get it to you. So don't let that stop you. Just tell them to order it. You can also get it, if you're doing ebooks, any of the ebook places, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kobo, any of the places. It's available in audiobook. But yeah, any of the indie, like in Charlotte, is Park Roads Books. I know has the book, and we also have what she said. I've even been cited. Yes, you've seen it at the airport too.
So if you gotta go to your airport to get a copy too, it's in the airport too, guys.
I won't even be at the airport until June, and so I'm like, man, I don't get a chance to see it because in the month of April it's a table display in the airport, and so that's awesome as well, because you're going to Barnes and Noble, you just gotta go find it. We don't have a table display at Barnes and Noble, but it's a table display in the airport, and so it's like, oh, send me pictures if you guys see them in the airport, because I'm like, I won't even be there until June. But yeah, so any place where books are sold, even if they don't have it, they an indie bookstore would love to order the book for you. So if you normally shop at an indie bookstore, go ahead and give them a call and place that order.
I love it, guys. As we said, Something Good, it is available where books are sold as well. And guys, now Vanessa, are they able to order directly from you too, from your website, or no? You prefer they go to some of the?
I don't have it on my website yet. I plan to put something on there, but if they, if they just message me, I had someone message me tonight because she wants it autographed, and so she said, Vanessa, just give me your Cash App. I want it autographed. I said, okay. So yeah, if they just message me, that's fine. But I plan to put something on the website. I've just been so busy with trying to write the next book and promoting this one that I didn't, do a few things that still need to be done.
But that's okay. Look, we're gonna make sure you guys get it. So, guys, the indie bookstores, some of your major bookstores, like she said, if you want an autograph copy, inbox her. Vanessa's so sweet like that. She will definitely get you an autograph copy of Something Good, guys. And do me a favor. Go tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Something Good is out there. And you know what I'm going to say, boys and girls. Make sure when you finish reading that you leave a review. I know Vanessa will be so appreciative of that, guys, as well, to share for that too. So Vanessa, it has been amazing hanging out with you on today and sharing with the people and celebrate. And guys, okay, do me a favor. When you have your copy of something good, continue taking those pictures, continue tagging Vanessa, tagging Thomas Nelson, keep doing those TikToks, keep the word going that something good is, guess what, boys and girls? Something good. Vanessa, I'm going to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say.
And I wanted to say about that, spreading the word really helps. Matter of fact, this week I just received 2 book club meetings, and it happened because of readers sharing information about something good. They told different people about the book, and now one of them I'm going to be meeting with for a book club meeting here in Charlotte, and another one I'm meeting with them online for a book club meeting. And it happened because someone bothered to say, "Hey, you want to check out something good? I really loved it." And so, if you love the book, please don't hesitate to tell a friend. Tell them to go and get this book. That would help greatly. Also, if you are a book club, email me if your book club is going to be reading something good, and if you'd like me to attend, I would love to. If you're not in Charlotte, of course, it would be virtually, but I'd still love to attend. So you can reach me at vanessa@vanessamiller.com. That's my email. So email me, and hey, and I'll show up to your book club meeting.
I love it, guys. It has been amazing hanging out with Vanessa Miller, guys. We were celebrating, or still celebrating, something good as well. So, Vanessa, thank you so much. And oh my goodness, I'm super duper proud of you and this book. Like I said, it was so nice to kind of, I was hearing about it, your thoughts about it, and things of that nature. You being in the writing cave, you being busy, and then voila, bam, boys and girls, here it is. I love it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with myself and Vanessa. As we always say, have an amazing day, because we're having an amazing day, guys. And guess what? Go get something good.
Something good.
Yes, I love it. I love it. See you guys later. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for hanging out. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.